Hello everyone, my name is Shubham Dubey and I am your Aptitude faculty and I welcome you all on this channel of Creative Edge. So in our last video we were discussed important formulae for design entrance exam of Aptitude, and as I promised you earlier that I'm going to come up with second part, so here I am. But before I move ahead, I would like to request all the participants to please subscribe to this channel, press the bell icon, and not only that, if you wish to download the study material, you can go to the description box. Now, without delaying further, let us move ahead with today's content. So, in the previous video, we discussed important formulas for percentage, profit loss, simple interest, and compound interest, and average. So these were the 5 topics that we discussed in our previous video. Today, I'm going to discuss some important topics once again, and those topics are speed, time, distance, boats and stream, time and work. These are the important topics that we are going to discuss. Apart from that, subtopics of these chapters is also going to be discussed. Now, so let us start with speed, time, and distance, right? So, as the name itself says, speed, time, and distance. So you should know the relation between speed, distance, and time. So speed is going to be speed. We all know it is equal to distance divided by time. This is something we have been studying for so long. Speed आप किसको बोलते हैं? That is equal to distance upon time. Now, यहां से अब हमें यह समझने की जरूरत है कि डिस्टेंस जो होता है या फिर जो टाइम आपको गिवन है उसकी यूनिट यहाँ पर क्या है. ठीक है. सो जनरली हम जब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करते हैं तो वी टेक आवर डिस्टेंस इन किलोमीटर और मीटर. व्हेन इट कम्स टू टाइम, टाइम हम लोग ले रहे होते हैं आर या फिर सेकेंड में. सो दैट मीन्स आवर स्पीड कुड बी इन किलोमीटर पर आवर और मीटर पर सेकेंड. यहाँ पर मीन्स डिवीजन, राइट. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पर बोलता हूँ 1 किलोमीटर पर आवर, इट सिंपली मीन्स in 1 hour you are traveling 1 kilometer. Let us try to formulate the relation between kilometer per hour and meter per second. I know many of you must know this, but still let us try to derive that. So 1 kilometer is 1000 meter and 1 hour is 60 minutes and 60 minutes is into 60 second. So from here 2 zeros can be cancelled out. 2 3s are 2 5s are. So it is 5 upon 3 6 are 18 meter per second. So from here you can say that 1 kilometer per hour is 5 by 18 meter per second. Now this is the second formula for the day. Okay? So as I did in my previous video as well, that whatever was the formula I was writing, I was just putting one curly bracket ahead of it, so that when you download the study material, you don't need to get confused कि formula कौन सा है और illustration कौन सा है, right? So let me give you one illustration as well, right? So illustration देने के लिए मैं यहाँ पर एक simple सा concept use करता हूँ. Let us say if I wish to find out if I wish to convert, let us say 36 kilometer per hour, that is how much meter per second it is. This is going to be my first illustration. So 36 kilometer per hour can be written as 36 is as it is kilometer per hour. That means kilometer per hour को हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? 5 by 18 meter per second. So 5 by 18 meter per second. This is going to be, our calculation is going to look like, so 18 ones are 18 twos are, so 2 into 5 is 10 meter per second. So when you say you are traveling 36 kilometer in 1 hour, it is equivalent to saying you are traveling 10 meter in 1 second. Are you getting my point? सो ये यहाँ पर एक सिंपल सा इलस्ट्रेशन है. एक और इलस्ट्रेशन यहाँ पर करके देखते हैं. लेट अस से इफ आई विश टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज 18 meter per second. What is 18 meter per second? So as of now, we know that 1 kilometer per hour is 5 by 18 meter per second. But if I wish to find out what is 18 meter per second in kilometer per hour, so what I need to do is that let us take this 5 by 18 to the left hand side. So it will become 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. It is 1 meter per second basically. Now in the right hand side, you can see that you have 1 meter per second, but we do not want to find out the value of 1 meter per second. हमें क्या चाहिए? हमें तो 18 की वैल्यू चाहिए. So what I'm going to do is that let us multiply it by 18 in the next step. तो आपका जो किलोमीटर पर आवर में हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा 18 into 18 by 5 as it is किलोमीटर पर आवर. सो यहाँ पर 18 into 18, अब यहाँ पर आपको स्क्वायर भी पता होना चाहिए फॉर इजी कैलकुलेशन. हाउएवर यू कैन कैलकुलेट 18 into 18, but still I would always recommend you should know square value of squares from 1 to 30 for your design entrance exam. क्यूब की अगर बात करें तो from 1 to 20 you should know, right? So 18 into 18 is 324 upon 5. Now divided by 5 हमें करना है. So it is going to be 64.8 kilometer per hour. This is the value of our speed in kilometer per hour. I hope ये दोनों illustration आपको समझ में आए होंगे. ठीक है. So this is the very basic concept of speed time distance. चलिए अब थोड़ा सा और आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now let me give you one illustration here, one more illustration, so that you will be able to learn when to use any formula of speed distance time. A specific case I would like to present you in front of you. तो अगर मैं यहाँ पर आपको बोलता हूँ, let me say, if I say a man travels a man travels at 2/3 of his speed and reaches 30 minutes late to his destination. So what is the time he is going to take? Find time if he travels at original speed. This is one of the few common questions that you will see in speed, distance and time chapter. तो यहाँ पर क्या बोला गया है? A man travels 2/3 of his speed. Now we will be understanding the significance of 2/3 here as well. So what exactly is happening is that if his speed is, let us say, x kilometer per hour, so instead of traveling at x kilometer per hour, that person is traveling at 2/3 x kilometer per hour. ठीक है. So किलोमीटर पर आवर को भी मैं थोड़ा हटा देता हूँ. आप ध्यान में रखिए कि that the speed is in kilometer per hour. If you wish to, you can also take in meter per second. There is no restriction on that. So that person, instead of x kilometer per hour, is traveling at 2/3 x kilometer per hour. And what we observe here furthermore is that he is taking 30 minutes more. Obviously, since you have reduced your speed, your time will be increased. ये तो बहुत बेसिक सा कंसेप्ट है, हम सब इसे जानते हैं. So our speed increased by 30 minutes. Sorry, speed not, our time got increased by 30 minutes. यानी कि यहां पर अगर आपको टाइम t मिनट्स लग रहा होगा, तो यहां पर आपको टाइम जो लग रहा है t plus 30 minutes you are taking. Some of you, I repeat, some of you must ask one question from me कि सर ये आप किलोमीटर पर आवर में अज्यूम कर रहे हो द वैल्यू ऑफ आवर स्पीड, बट यहाँ पर आप मीटर ले रहे हो. सो there is something wrong. Wrong क्या है? The speed is kilometer per hour, but the time is in minute. You should take time in minute, hour in place of minutes. So if you ask this question, somewhat you have mastered the concept. But at the same time, you should also understand if you do not wish to write this, you can also use t plus 30 only. Why I am saying so, wo bhi I will also explain. But as of now, let us, for the sake of balance, what I do is that I take 30 minutes as 30 by 60 hour, which is half an hour. That is by default, the value of t, the t that we are considering is also in hour. Okay? So I've divided it by 60 because in question it was given in minutes. Okay? So that means this is also speed into time. This is also speed into time. And both are going to be equal. Why both are going to be equal? The reason is that the distance is same. In both the cases, the person is traveling the same distance. That is why we have equated it. So speed into time is distance. Speed into time is distance. So from here, x and x is going to be cancelled out. Now we need to find out the value of t. So यहाँ से you can see that t is equal to 2 by 3 t plus 1 by 2. 30 upon 60 is 1 by 2. तो 1 by 2 को आप क्या करेंगे? You are going to multiply with this 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 is going to be multiplied with 1 by 2. So 2 and 2 can't cancel. So from here, all the t terms on one side. So t minus 2t by 3. It is going to be 1 by 3. So let us take the LCM. So 3t minus 2t is t upon 3. It is equal to 1 by 3. 3 and 3 are cancelled. So t equal to 1. यानी t यहाँ पर 1 है, मतलब 1 hour it is saying. यानी original. So this is what we had been asked. Find time if he travels at original speed. So original speed was x. And the time when he was traveling at x kilometer per hour was t. So t is 1 here. So our answer to this question is 1 hour. Okay, now let me tell you one more thing that अगर आप यहाँ पर 30 minutes भी लेते तो भी आपका क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो जाता. Let me show you. Even if you take 30 minutes, so still it would work. And why it would work, I will answer you that as well. So यहां पर अगर आप मान लीजिए 60 से डिवाइड नहीं करते, ठीक है, so x into t, it is equal to, first of all let me cancel x and x. So t is equal to 2 by 3, t सबका अंदर से मल्टीप्लाई 2 by 3 t plus 2 by 3 into 30. So 3 and 30 cancel 10 times. So let us take this t to the left hand side. It is going to be t minus 2t by 3. तो again LCM लेके वो t by 3 आ जाएगा, just like we did earlier. बस केवल right hand side में थोड़ा सा changes आएगा. It is going to be 2 into 10 is going to be 20. So from here t equal to 60. Now don't be astonished if you're getting this answer. This 60 is in minutes because we did not converted our time in hour. 30 minutes, huh? So this is going to be 60 minutes. So t equal to 60 minutes is the answer for this question, and 60 minutes is nothing but 1 hour. Getting my point? So this is how you can solve this illustration. This is one of the illustration that how to use this speed and time, speed, distance, time formula. I hope this must be clear to every one of you. Okay. Now with this, we are going to move ahead. So this was time. So now from here, let me tell you something about trains as well. Okay. So this is something we use when we wish to find out. चलिए तो ट्रेन्स के बारे में बताते हैं. सो व्हेन ट्रेन्स ट्रेवल्स, तो यहां पर लेंथ ऑफ ट्रेन्स आल्सो मैटर. आपका जो है लेंथ ऑफ ट्रेन भी मैटर करती है. एज ऑफ नाउ वी वर डिस्कसिंग सिंपल स्पीड, डिस्टेंस एंड टाइम, वेयर इफ वी आर रनिंग, our length or our width did not matter there. But when it comes to train, length of train matter for solving questions related to train. For example, again, if I give you one illustration, now I'm not going to write an entire question. I just listen carefully. I'm going to note down important information for the sake of understanding, but listen to my question carefully. Now, let us suppose there is a train whose length is 100 meter. There is this train whose length is 100 meter. Now this train is crossing a pole. किसको cross कर रही है? This train is crossing a pole. So let us visualize things. So this is your train, which is of 100 meter. And let us say it is crossing one pole, which is standing here. And the speed of train, is, let us say, 30 meter per second. This is the speed of train. Now the question is asked, in what time this train is going to pass this pole? We have to find out time in which this train is going to pass the pole. ठीक है? So in order to understand, solve this question, यहाँ पर आपको एक चीज समझनी होगी कि what is the length that needs to be covered by train in order to cross this pole. So if my train wish to cross this pole, how much distance I need to cover? This should be the very first question that we should be asking. So let us say our train is at this point. This is the starting point of the train, which is parallel to pole. So obviously your engine is here and the train is going to start. It is going to move in this direction. And as soon as the train reaches here, this is the starting point of engine. As soon as that engine reaches at this point, or to be more appropriate, as soon as the last bogie crosses the pole, we call the train has crossed the pole. I hope everyone is getting my point. तो यहां पर आपको ये समझ में आना चाहिए कि ट्रेन ने कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया है. तो एक्चुअल में ट्रेन ने, आप इस तरह से समझ सकते हैं कि उतना ही डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल किया है जितनी की उसकी खुद की लेंथ है. समझ रहे हो क्या? दैट मीन्स पहले आपका ये वाला जो पॉइंट है ना, यहां पर इंजन था. तो आप आगे बढ़ते गए और इतना आगे बढ़ गए कि अब इस पॉइंट पे आपका बोगी है, लास्ट बोगी है. So obviously the train has traveled the distance which is equivalent to its actual length only. तो यहाँ से we can say that कि if I wish to find out the time, so again formula is going to be distance upon speed only, but this time the distance is कितना distance cover करना है, कितना distance consider करना है, only that distance which is covered by the length of train itself. So it is going to be 100 meters the length of train upon speed, that is 30. So 3.33 second is going to be taken by train in order to cross that path. समझे सभी लोग? Now let us assume another scenario, यानी कि यहाँ पर भी distance equal to speed upon time ही है, फॉर्मूला अभी वही है, बस the only difference is that in place of distance you are taking length of train. ठीक है? So let me write down this illustration more clearly, this formula more clearly, so that you can take help of this PDF, access this PDF properly. And once again, I would like to remind you all that if you wish to get access to this PDF, just go to the description box and you will be getting this PDF in that link, right? So time taken by train to cross a thin object. Now, what do I mean by thin object? Thin object means any pole could be there, any person could be there, right? So it is going to be length of train upon speed of train. But suppose another scenario that there is this platform to which this train wants to cross. अब आपके पास एक प्लेटफॉर्म है टू विच दिस ट्रेन वांट्स टू क्रॉस. तो यहां पर आपको जो है हाउ मच टाइम इज गोइंग टू बी टेकन बाय ट्रेन टू क्रॉस दिस डिस्टेंस. So let us say length of platform is L1 and length of train is going to be L2. Now train is at this point, or to be more appropriate, the engine of this train is at this point, that is at the starting point of the platform. अब यहाँ से ट्रेन चलना स्टार्ट करती है. तो when we will say that this train has crossed the platform, again the same case would be going to be there, that when your last bogie crosses the platform. तब आप खुद सोचिए ट्रेन ने कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल किया है. तो ट्रेन ने ऑब्वियसली बात है ये लेंथ तो ट्रैवल करी है, विच इज द लेंथ ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म. Along with that, this train has also traveled the length, its actual length. That means the distance covered by train is going to be length of train plus length of platform. तो मैं शॉर्ट में लिख रहा हूं लेंथ ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म. ये चलिए पूरा ही लिख रहा हूं, लेंथ ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म. समझिएगा सभी लोग. So this is going to be the distance covered by your train. Now we wish to find out time. So time is going to be distance. This is the distance. This time the distance is length of train plus length of platform upon speed of train. So this is going to be the time taken by your train. ठीक है. So this is another illustration. In fact, let us move to one more illustration which is one step ahead of this illustration. यहाँ पर हमने जो निकाला वो निकाला time taken by train to cross a thick object. अब मैं किसको thick object बोल रहा हूँ बच्चों? Platform, bridge, tunnel, some another train. So the third illustration that I'm going to talk about is another train which is not at rest. Had this train been at rest, this case would be as similar as when the train is crossing a platform. तो let us say कि इस बार जो ट्रेन आपकी मूव कर रही है इसी डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रही है. कौन सी ट्रेन? जो आपकी ओरिजिनल ट्रेन है, यही वाली ट्रेन जो हमने यहाँ पर इस ट्रेन जो इस इलस्ट्रेशन में यूज की, जो इस इलस्ट्रेशन में यूज की. आई एम गोइंग टू यूज द सेम ट्रेन, बट दिस टाइम देयर इज अनदर वन ट्रेन which is moving. Now which direction it is moving in? Now you must be asking कि sir direction matters. Yes, direction matter. तो यानी यहाँ पर let us say this time this train is moving in this direction. Now obviously these two are moving in opposite directions, so obviously they are going to take less time in order to cross each other because both of the speeds are getting involved to cross each other. ठीक है. If they are moving in the same direction, the one train must overtake the other and this will take some more time. You must have observed that while overtaking from the same direction takes time. When you overtake, if you ride a bike, if you ride a car, drive a car, so in that case you must have observed that overtaking takes time. But if you are coming from the opposite direction, it does not take that much time. So let us say this is the length of train 1, this is the length of train 2. Now again it is going to be the, obviously now I believe there is no need to explain कि यहाँ पर भी train length add होगी train की. Now many of the students get confused कि if they are traveling in opposite direction उनकी speed, उनकी length को minus करना चाहिए. Length को minus नहीं करना चाहिए बच्चों. Length should never be subtracted in such case. Why is it so? Because again the total length, if you observe, the total length आपकी तो यही है ना, इतनी बड़ी है. Your length has not been decreased. That is why you should not reduce your train length. तो अब यहां पर क्या करेंगे? If I wish to find out time taken by train which are moving in opposite direction, So what my formula is going to be? Time, let me write down. So let me mark your formula. This is going to be the next formula and this is going to be the next formula. Now if I wish to find out, so थोड़ा सा हम लोग जो है पीडीएफ को नीचे कर लेते हैं. So the next concept is going to be, मतलब मैं इसे लिख देता हूं. So time taken by train, in fact time taken by trains to cross each other. Time taken by trains to cross each other when moving in opposite direction. So it is going to be length of first train plus length of second train upon, now you should know that when two trains cross each other and they are traveling in the opposite direction, their speeds are added. Their speeds are added. Speed add क्या हो जाती है ये भी मैं आपको समझा देता हूँ एक छोटे से illustration के. Let us say there is one point here. There is this one person who is traveling in this direction. There is this traveling person in this direction. तो अगर ये 10 की स्पीड से ट्रैवल करता है 10 किलोमीटर पर आवर एंड दिस ट्रैवल्स एट 15 किलोमीटर पर आवर, आफ्टर 1 आवर this 10 kilometer per hour wala person will travel 10 kilometers. So this 10 kilometer has been covered in 1 hour. The second person would cover 15 kilometer in 1 hour. So what is the distance between these two persons now? Obviously 10 plus 15, 25. So that means you can see that they are getting away from each other at the speed of 25 kilometer per hour. That is why speed is added when two trains travel in opposite direction. ठीक है? In the same way, if they travel in the same direction, their speed are going to be reduced. And their, ठीक है, तो मैं अब अगला केस डायरेक्टली लिख देता हूं. अब अगला केस यहाँ पर क्या होगा? Time taken by train to cross each other when moving in same direction. I hope you all are able to understand this. So यहाँ पर भी length of train is going to be added. क्योंकि इस बार भी पहली ट्रेन ऐसे जा रही है दूसरी ट्रेन ऐसे जा रही है बट दीज लेंथ आर गोइंग टू बी एडेड. ठीक है, एक ट्रेन को क्रॉस करने के लिए दूसरी ट्रेन को क्रॉस करना है. इफ आई विश दैट दिस ट्रेन शुड ओवरटेक द सेकंड वन, सो इट विल travel this much distance first of all, then this train, this second train, the one which is behind this will come here. That means उसे अपनी लेंथ और ट्रेवल करनी पड़ेगी. This engine must cover this distance, then this engine must cover until up to here so that the last bogie crosses the engine of second train, so that आपका जो total distance है वो ये है. या ठीक है, so this is length is anyways is not going to be subtracted. So length plus, now this time speed is s1 minus s2. Now I'm taking modulus symbol. Modulus means whichever is greater minus. ठीक है, तो या फिर अगर आपको मॉड्यूलस से कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है तो लेट मी डू वन थिंग. s1 minus s2 given that s1 is greater than s2. Otherwise it is going to be s2 minus s1 if s2 is greater than s1. So this is the formula if two trains cross each other. So I hope this idea must be clear to all of you. अब हम आगे अपने कंसेप्ट की ओर बढ़ते हैं towards boats and stream. ठीक है, so the previous topic was speed, time, distance, and along with that I also explained you something related to time, trains. Now we are going to specifically talk about boats and streams. So boats and stream की अगर आप बात करते हैं, so again you may feel like it is somewhat related to relative speed. What was relative speed? That S1 plus S2 and S1 minus S2 thing was relative speed. This time it is somewhat similar, somewhat different from the relative speed. Now let us consider a scenario when this is the stream that is moving, that is traveling in this direction, let us say, and your boat is traveling in the same direction. So obviously you will move in the direction of stream. That means your net force or net speed is going to be calculated by speed of boat plus speed of stream, because the stream is also going to push you, right? So let us say speed of boat is x kilometer per hour and speed of stream is y kilometer per hour. These are the general denotation that a lot of authors use in their books. Some of them also use u and v, but do not get confused. X and y will also work. तो यहां पर आपकी जो स्पीड ऑफ बोट है, ठीक है, स्पीड ऑफ बोट इन स्टिल वाटर, वो तो आपका x है. x आपका क्या है? स्पीड ऑफ बोट इन स्टिल वाटर. और y जो है स्पीड ऑफ वाटर है. सो अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि अगर मैं आपको बोलता हूं कि स्पीड ऑफ बोट आपको निकालें, तो यू विल बी राइटिंग इट एज x प्लस वाई किलोमीटर पर आवर, राइट? सो यू आर गोइंग टू राइट x प्लस वाई किलोमीटर पर आवर. आई होप सबको ये आइडिया क्लियर होगा. In the same way, let us say another scenario where your stream is traveling in this direction, but this time your boat is traveling in the opposite direction. So in that case, speed अभी भी आपकी x है, stream की speed अभी y है. So you can see that the stream is going to push you in this direction. यानी कि force इस direction में लग रहा है और आप इस direction में जाना चाहते हो. Obviously speed कम हो जाएगी. So that is why यहाँ पर जो speed of boat है, x plus y is basically speed of boat ही है. ये भी speed of boat है. और जो मैं आपके सामने अभी लिखने जा रहा हूं, ये भी स्पीड ऑफ बोट ही है. द ओनली डिफरेंस इज दैट स्पीड यहां पर बढ़ इसलिए रही है क्योंकि आप उसी डायरेक्शन में ट्रैवल कर रहे थे जिस डायरेक्शन में आपकी स्ट्रीम ट्रैवल कर रही थी. स्पीड ऑफ बोट यानी कि यहां पर इसको आप डाउन स्ट्रीम बोलते हैं, इस केस को डाउन स्ट्रीम बोलते हैं, और इस केस को आप बोलते हैं अप स्ट्रीम. ठीक है? तो दिस इज हाउ वी कंसिडर अवर स्पीड्स. तो यानी कि यहां पर भी देखो, हर जगह आपको लगाना डिस्टेंस अपॉन टाइम ही है, जैसे इन द प्रीवियस केस ऑफ ट्रेन. तो यहां पर भी आप देखो, दिस वाज नथिंग बट दिस L1 प्लस L2 वाज डिस्टेंस एंड S1 प्लस S2 वाज स्पीड. सो डिस्टेंस अपॉन स्पीड या डिस्टेंस अपॉन टाइम ही आप लोग कर रहे होंगे हर जगह, बट रिप्रेजेंटेशन चेंजेस एवरीवेयर बिकॉज ऑफ द सिचुएशन. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? तो यहां पर भी अगर मैं आपको बोलूं स्पीड या टाइम अगर निकालने का बोलूं, ये बोट, ठीक है, तो यहां पर अगर मैं बोलूं, एक इलस्ट्रेशन ही हम लोग लेने की कोशिश करते हैं, समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. ठीक है? लेट अस से इफ आई राइट ओके, तो हाँ, सो लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग. तो यहां पर लेट अस टेक वन इलस्ट्रेशन. स्पीड ऑफ बोट डाउन स्ट्रीम स्पीड ऑफ बोट डाउन स्ट्रीम आपको जो गिवन है, लेट अस से 15 किलोमीटर पर आवर, एंड लेट अस से एंड स्पीड ऑफ बोट अप स्ट्रीम आपको जो दी है वो आपको दी है 9 किलोमीटर पर आवर. So we have to find out what distance this boat is going to cover. What distance is boat going to cover downstream if it travels for 5 hours? If it travels for 5 hours. हालांकि, so in order to solve this question, now in this question the answer can be quickly, distance हमारा क्या होता है? Speed into time. Distance is speed into time. Speed आपकी कितनी? Speed आपको कौन सा है? You have to find out that distance when your boat is traveling downstream. So speed कौन सी लेंगे? 15 किलोमीटर पर आप ले रहे होंगे. 15 और टाइम आपको कितना दिया है? 5. 75 kilometer you are going to travel in 5 hours. Now some of you may be thinking what is the significance of this science? As of now in this question there is no significance. So why it was given? Sometimes additional information was given, but still this information can be used to find out the speed of boat and the speed of water. ठीक है, आप ये x और y के इंडिविजुअल वैल्यूज निकाल सकते हैं. कैसे निकाल सकते हैं? I can say that x plus y is given as 15 kilometer per hour and x minus y is given as 9 kilometer per hour. Now if I wish to find out the value of x, so x plus x is 2x, y and minus y are cancelled, 15 plus 9 is going to be 24. From here x is going to be 12 kilometer per hour. x 12 है, you can substitute the value of x, तो आपको y is going to be getting, you will be getting 3. So this is the significance of these information. So this was all about speed, time, distance, trains and boats and stream. Now the very last chapter, or to be more appropriate, let us say second last chapter, मैं यहाँ पर डिस्कस करूँगा टाइम एंड वर्क. छोटा सा ही है, ठीक है. So I hope everyone must be clear with this idea. So I hope both the illustration are clear to each and every person who is looking at this video. ठीक है. So just give me a moment. We are going to start our next video as well. Now we are going to discuss some important concepts of time and work as well. To be honest, time and work is the chapter where more than the formula you apply the concept, right? More than the formula you apply the concept. So some of the books definitely tells you about some formula, but those formula has certain restriction. You can use them only if certain type of situation is followed. So rather than going for the formula, try to learn the concept of this chapter. So I'm going to give you one or two illustration of time and work so that you will be able to learn it, understand it better. Now let us say, मैं सबसे पहले तो एक बहुत छोटा सा illustration लूंगा. If there is one person A who takes 10 days to complete some work, and then there is another person B who takes 30 days to complete the same work. You can see that A is taking 10 days, B is taking 30 days to complete some work. Now if I tell you, if both start working together, in how many days they are going to complete this work? As of now, आपको जो 10 और 30 दिया वो क्या है? If A begin to do this work alone, he will complete it in 10 days. If B starts it and he completes it in 30 days, he is going to complete it in 30 days alone. But अगर दोनों साथ में काम करना शुरू कर दे तो obvious सी बात है ना कि it will take lesser number of days, right? So यहाँ पर what we need to do in order to do such type of question, the very first thing that we need to do is that we should take LCM. What is the significance of LCM? LCM किसका लेना चाहिए? और so whatever time is given, 10 days, 30 days, take LCM. So LCM of 10 and 30 is going to be 30. So this LCM indicates that on the ratio scale, this is time of A and this is time of B, 30. So if you take LCM of these, LCM is going to be 30. अब अगर आप इस चीज को ध्यान से नोटिस करें तो यहां पर आपको ये दिखाई देगा कि in order to now you can understand in this way what is the significance of this 30. Let me tell you, अगर आप 30 को कंसिडर करें तो यहां पर आप ये सोच सकते हैं कि if I wish to complete this 30 units of work by A, then A will take 10 days to complete it. But if I tell B to complete this 30 unit of work, B is going to take 30 days. तो यहां से आपको एक चीज तो समझ में आ रही होगी कि that means A must be doing 3 units of work in a day. A must be doing 3 units of work in a day. You must be thinking where this formula is coming from. What is the concept behind this? बहुत सारे लोगों को समझ में भी आ गया होगा. You should understand that कि work per day और work in one day, जिसको many authors, to which many authors call it efficiency. It is work upon time. It is just like speed equal to distance upon time. If speed is equivalent to, is as similar as efficiency. How much, what is your speed? That means how much fast you run. What is your efficiency? That means how fast you work. So 3 units in a day A is doing, and from B if I say, so B is doing 1 units of work in a day. You do not necessarily need to necessarily write units per day. This unit every time. You can simply write 3 and 1. So you can see that in one day I am able to get 4 units of work to be completed. 3 units done by A, 1 unit done by B. That means 4 unit has been completed. That means यहां से अगर आप देखें, so 30 unit of work I wanted to get it completed. That means if I talk about time, so again अगर आप इसी फॉर्मूले को फिर से देखें तो यहां से आप ऐसा लिख सकते हैं कि वर्क इज इक्वल टू एफिशिएंसी इनटू टाइम. तो वर्क तो मुझे 30 है, वर्क मेरे पास 30 है, efficiency मेरे पास 4 है, and time is something I need to find out. So time is going to be 30 upon 4. It is going to be 7.5. That means 7.5 days A and B together will be taking in order to complete this work. Are you getting my point? So only this formula is usually used in time and work. One more formula that many of you must have seen, that एक और formula आप लोगों ने देखा होगा. Just give me a moment. So one more formula I would like to tell you. Along with that, I would also would like to tell you the illustration with this. So अब अगर हम यहाँ पर समझने की कोशिश करें कि let us say a group of person is doing some work. Let us say 10 people can complete 10 people are there. They can complete 30 units of work in 7 days. And given that each worker is working 6 hours a day. So the question arises, in how many days 20% are going to do this work, This work means again they also wish to take 30 units, or let us say 20% wish to complete 3 times of this work. Let us say 90 units of work they want to complete. In how many days? This is what we have to find out. And they are working 8 hours a day. Okay? I repeat my question once again. There is a scenario in which 10% are working and they are completing 30 units of work. They work for 7 days and each person works 6 hours a day. You've been asked how in how many days 20% can finish the 3 times of this work. That means earlier you were doing 30 units of work. Now if you wish to complete 90 units of work by 20%. So how many days you are required with? And given that the next group is doing 8 hours a day. I hope you all are clear with this idea. So for such type of person, when a group of person are doing some work, so in that case, you should be using another formula. And that formula, let me write it down here. That is, what is the formula? So it is M1D1H1. You can remember it as MDH. So M1D1H1 upon W1, it is equal to M2D2H2 upon W2. Now what is M, D and H? M is number of men or number of women. D is number of days. H is number of hours. And W is work done. Some of the authors also include one of the category, that is E, which is efficiency. So let me also write down it here, E1. So this complete formula becomes M1 D1 H1 E1 upon W1, and the same thing in the right hand side, but this time with subscript 2, M2 D2 H2 E2 W2. So M1 की value has been given as 10, D1 has been given as days कितना है 7, H1 6 hours a day. Efficiency is not given, so that is why we do not need to consider that, upon W1, that is work. Work has been done as 30. It is equal to M2, which is 20. D2 is something we need to find out. H2, they are working 8 hours a day, upon number of work is 90. So 30 and 90 are cancelled 3 times. Then this 0 and 0 are also getting cancelled. 2 ones are, 2 threes are. So it is going to be 7 into 3, 21, 21 into 3, 63. And this 8 will go to the denominator, 63 upon 8 days you are going to take in order to complete the 3 times of that work. That is 63 by 8 is 8 8s are 64. Almost 8 days you are going to take. 7 days and some more than 7 days. So this is how you are going to find out. That means this formula is important for you as well. So this was all about speed, distance, time, ratio, proportion. Ratio proportion is something we have not discussed yet, but let us keep that for all hold. So as of now, जो important topic, because ratio proportion is something, if you are very well able to understand percentage topic, ratio proportion is not that difficult. So as of now, I am holding that topic for a while. So today we have discussed speed, time, distance. The 3 subtopics of speed, time, distance is one is the speed, time, distance itself is one of the subtopics. Second was boats and steam. In fact, it was the third one. Second was trains, problems based on train. The third one was boats and steam. Fourth one was time and work. And in time and work also, we have saw 2 types of question that is being asked in your examination. So I hope you must have enjoyed this session. Again, I would like to say thank you. And I would urge to all of you to press the bell icon, subscribe this channel. And for more videos, you can check it out our channel, and for more study material you should go to the description box, and if you must also visit our website as well. There you will be getting a lot of courses for design or architecture examination that you must be targeting. So that's all from my side, and signing off today. So thank you everyone, take care.